Hey guys, welcome back to another Wading Through Your Comments video. I'm Wade, wading through your comments, Lord Minion 777, and our first comment comes from the real Emily says, Gar carried you, Wade. Please laugh at my pun. Wolf Demon Warrior Mess says, did I laugh enough? The real Emily replied, yes. That makes me feel good about my puns. And Wolf Demon Warrior Mess says, I'm here to help. So anytime your joke armoire depends on puns, these are the reactions you can expect. This is my life in a nutshell. When I tell a joke to Mark, Bob, or Jack, whether we're recording or not, if it's a pun, I either get a laugh like that, or I get no response at all and just a... Bob, what are you doing? You know, so we talk to somebody else. Just leave me in the dust. But I enjoyed the pun, and that's all that mattered. Also, I'm wearing glasses because, I don't know, I felt like it. I was like, I could put in my contacts to record this video, or I could just be a lazy bum today and look dead sexy in these glasses. Am I right? Dead? Yes. Sexy? No. Cool. Thanks, guys. My looks are as bad as my jokes. That's truly terrifying and horrifying as one word is torrifying. Torah? Not like a... Yeah, the Torah. That's not where I meant to go with this at all. But that's an interesting thing there. Good job, Wade. High five. Susan Hajdanovic says... I really hope I said that right. Hajdanovic? Hajdanovic? I don't know, Susanna. I'm sorry. Thinks I made a good comment. Comment doesn't show up in reading comment video. Cries. But look, you're here now! And Red Posuer says, Susanna, happens to me all the time. Well, now you're both here! See, you never know what'll get you into the comments video. That doesn't mean that everybody being like, well, my comment didn't make it into the video, cries. That's not gonna make it in next week, alright? I made it in this time. I'm not gonna do a repeat of like, just posting the sadness. This is just to show you, you never know what's gonna get in. Cause I don't even know, I pick stuff. Sometimes I throw a dart at my screen and it breaks and I have to go buy a new monitor. Then I come back and I look at videos and find comments and post them. I made all that up and it was a dirty lie. Cool. Glad we're on the same page there. WGS TV says, gotta give you some props for your story about how you changed that girl's life, dude. Really speaks to your character as a person. It had to be hard for you to keep it together talking about it. It does. And I just want to clarify, changing her life changed my life. Changing your guys' lives changes my life whenever I see and learn about these things. I mean, it's easy to go through a day being silly and doing a video like this, or just recording and playing and having fun with friends. And you just take it for granted. You're like, oh, okay, it was a good day. And you go to move on to the next one. But then you find out someone's going through some really bad stuff, and you made a difference in their life by giving them a reason to smile. And it does, it gives me goosebumps. It's an awesome feeling, and it is hard not to get all teary-eyed, and I just want to hug you guys whenever I see stuff like this. So it does, it changes my life, it changes their life, your life. I don't know, I guess it speaks to my character, but it speaks to your guys' character too. I mean, it just goes to show you how strong you truly are. No matter how weak you feel, you know, we all feel really weak at the worst moments of our life, but you go out of your way and you find something to cling on to get you through that tough time, whether it's a YouTube video or a game or a friend, whatever it is, you find something, hopefully not unhealthy, not an unhealthy cling. You don't want to hurt yourself or, you know, do drugs, stuff like that, but something like, you know, comedy, laughter, conversation, just something like that to kind of get you through those tough patches in life. And then you find that you emerge a stronger person. If you can survive that, you can survive anything. If you can survive what you're going through right now, you can get through anything. This is the worst it will ever be. Sure, you may hit rock bottom 3 or 4 times in life. You might hit rock bottom 10 times in life. I feel like I've been there several times in my life, but I'm here now, and I'm so glad I am. And you guys will be too, so just keep fighting. It is worth it. And maybe one day I'll get to meet you. You can tell me how you got through the tough times, and we can laugh and cry and hug together. So hang in there, keep fighting, okay? Don't let me cry now, I'm gonna hold it together. Venus Rogue says, the satisfied lip smacking in memory of the one fruit cup. That's from a Markiplier video we did with my friend Jesse and Mark and I, and then I think Ryan and Daniel were in that video as well. We did a baby food eating challenge. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I'm not gonna say anymore, but there was a good scene where I had some good tasting fruit cupping. There were some interesting effects added there. The fruit cup could not distract me from the fact that I'm still slightly annoyed over the American thing with calling pasta noodles. It confuses me every time I hear it because where I'm from, noodles are something separated from pasta. That is fascinating. I love learning about other cultures because that's not something that's ever crossed my mind. So here, at least where I'm from, if you say pasta, pasta is a very general subject, okay? So there's like the realm of pasta that encompasses all these different things, like spaghetti, corkscrew pasta, macaroni. All of these noodle types are different types that fall into the category of pasta. So in my mind, whenever I think of a pasta, it's like, ooh, what kind of noodles are in that pasta? So that's just the way my mind works on it. I'm really interested, like, how do you differentiate you just say different types of pasta, so there's no overall category, you want pasta, and what kind of pasta? Maybe you'll have macaroni today, maybe you'll have spaghetti tomorrow, etc. Is that how that works? It's just so fascinating to me how, like, I love it. I love learning, like, different parts of the country, different parts of the world, how we all, have the same things in front of us, but we see and interpret them differently. We have a different categorization system? I think I said that correctly. I don't know, it's just so cool. I don't know. It's awesome. It's awesome to me. I love learning about the differences between people because, I mean, in the end of the day, it's not a big difference. It's just something cool. And now that I know that, I feel closer, like we're brought together by learning from each other. And with all I'm not gonna get on a soapbox here, but there is a lot of negativity in at least America right now, and a lot of countries that are kind of like, because Donald Trump was elected president. A lot of people are really upset by that. I'm not a political person. I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a judge. So I truly had the mindset of I'm not going to favor either party. I'm going to just go and be a judge, be impartial, and try to make the world a better place. So to me, the two-party system is silly. It really just seems like a way to divide the country in half, and it has. It really has. Instead of working together right now, we are so divided. And it's so tragic. I mean, after 9/11, we were all brought together, and it was a beautiful thing that came from tragedy. And now here we are, 15 years later, and we have a presidential election. And, love or hate Trump on either side, it should not be enough to divide us. Obama shouldn't be enough to divide us. A presidential candidate should not be enough to make one half of the country hate the other half. There's just so much misunderstanding. And instead of communicating, everyone's talking past each other right now, and it's just so tragic. So moments like this, where I get to learn something about someone different from me, it feels like I can unite us, it brings us together, and that community that we have is something I hope politics never can separate or anything can separate. Love each other. I mean, seriously. You might think taxes on the rich are bad, or taxes on the poor are good, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. I believe in some things that you guys might not believe in. I go and approach YouTube a different way than Mark approaches it or Jack approaches it, but we don't hate each other because of that. We just, whatever, live and let live. Just love each other, treat each other well. We're never gonna get anywhere, and we're gonna continue to regress if all we can do is yell past each other about all these things we hear from this source or hear from that source. Who cares what Joe Schmo on TV says, or Billy Willie on the radio? I mean, whatever. Just talk to each other. Give each other a chance to explain. And maybe we can actually learn to understand why this is a good idea, and this could also be a good idea. Maybe they're both bad ideas. I don't know, but we're never going to get there without communicating with each other. Just keep treating each other right. Let's at least be a bright light. This community is a bright light in a sea of darkness right now. And so is my voice cracking. It's a bright light in the sea of cracking voices. But I just feel like, lead by example. People are going to come up to you and they're going to say nasty things about your beliefs or your lack of. Maybe they're going to get mad because you don't favor one party over another. I don't know. But the important thing is, let's all stand together here and just try to make the world a better place from inside, because it needs it right now. I feel like, I don't know what kind of President Trump will be. Maybe he'll be the best president we ever had. Maybe he'll be the worst. I really have no idea. I'm not going to speculate or freak out or panic about it. I'd be in the same boat if Hillary won, or if Bernie had won, or if a third party had won. It's whatever to me. I don't know. I just feel like there's way too much power separated. Well, not too much. I feel like there's a good power separation between Congress, the Supreme Court, and presidency, to where one person, hopefully, can't take our country down the toilet by themselves. It's going to take a group effort to ruin it. But we have the ability to make a group effort to make things good. So who cares who's in office? They can make a difference, but our voices matter too. And I think the biggest voice that speaks right now is that of unity. And we need that. We need to have that voice of unity. We need to be together and we need to work through our differences. Because there's going to be a new president in 4 years, maybe, or maybe it'll be 8 years. Who knows? Maybe they'll be a Democrat, maybe they'll be a Republican, maybe they'll be third party. And are we just going to go through this again and hate each other again in 4 or 8 years? For what purpose? Why let something divide us like that? Love each other. Our beliefs are our own. You're entitled to yours, I'm entitled to mine, he's entitled to his, she's entitled to hers. That's great. But we have so much more in common that we're ignoring right now, and it's just unfortunate because we all, at the end of the day, we want to live happily. We want to find someone to love and to love us, and we want to enjoy time with family and friends. We want to be able to enjoy luxuries in life. We want to be able to go and meet people and see the world. We all want the same things out of life. And we need to look at that and build upon it rather than tear each other down. I said I wasn't going to get on a soapbox, I did, but whatever. Now please don't make this a political discussion. I'm asking you, please, do not comment about whether or not you hate Trump or love Trump, yada yada. Treat each other well. It's the one request I make of you guys. Treat each other well, and let's leave this world a better place than we found it. Let's do our part. We can't make anyone else do anything other than ourselves. So you have a chance to do that. I have a chance to do that. So let's do it. Okay? Cool. Glad we got that out of the way. Kylori, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Kylori Sharp says, the wiping on this server is bullshit. Anogence is from Rust. I replied, it's meant to prevent players from getting too much power and abusing new players, which is what usually happens. They get to keep their levels as far as I can tell, so it's not like everything is lost. So you do lose your levels. You actually lose everything on the wipe, and it wipes like once a week. And it's tough, it's a challenge. But for Zombie and JP and I, it's actually okay. Because we don't get a chance to record very often, maybe once or twice a week on a good week. And I don't know when we'll get another chance to record Rust. It's a very busy time of year for everybody. Zombie's got things with his Minecraft servers to work on. He's got holiday events, some other projects he's working on. JP and I have family, YouTube, significant others, and all kinds of other things going on in our lives. It's really hard. Like, I don't know if you guys understand how hard it is sometimes for us to find hours to join up together and play games. An hour for like a Gmod session is a lot easier than saying, hey, we need 6 hours to do Rust. And sometimes our sessions for Rust usually last anywhere from 4 to 10 hours. They go long periods of time because in order to gather the resources, build the base, and feel comfortable, it takes a long time. So it's really hard for us to get to do that. And with the weekly wipes, it means that we're not going to be, a week and a half behind everybody. But at the same time, it also means our base will be completely gone. We have to start over from scratch, which makes it so we have to spend those hours. It's kind of it's an up and down kind of system. Generally speaking, after a few days, your base is going to get raided if you've not been on anyway. Someone's going to blow into your base and take everything, and you won't have much left. The nice thing about the server is there's 4 times crafting and 4 times experience, 4 times gathering, stuff like that. So it doesn't take as long to get back, but it still takes a long time. So if you're looking for a long-term server, I wouldn't say the server we were on was the right one for you, but if, you're one that plays a lot and isn't necessarily going to have 80 people on your team to where you can just dominate a server, it's a pretty good server to play on because like this person, like Anogin said, one group isn't going to be able to have complete control of the whole server. It's kind of nice. Additionally, a lot of people generally join servers, they'll start playing a little bit, maybe they'll die, then they'll leave, and you get all these abandoned bases just left all over the place, and it just litters the area. So it's nice to have a clean map to play on. It means players are active. So there's pros and cons to it, but we knew going in what we were getting ourselves into. Well, we should have anyway. It says very plainly that it wipes every week. So you know what you're getting into. Not every server is like that. So it was a choice we made. We didn't pay attention originally, but now that we know about it, it is what it is. It's a fair system to have. If you have a server, you can run it the way you want to run it. But I totally understand where you're coming from. It is a frustrating mechanic, but it is really good for some people too, which is why it's a popular server. Whew, all right. I forgot to breathe while I was talking there. I need oxygen. Laser Rain says 1043. Traitor. This is Gmod Slasher. I was getting a tour of the facility when I was the monster, and I may have betrayed my tour guide. But wasn't my fault. I needed blood, and I wasn't led to any. I needed blood. Hashtag relatable? Safari Haney says, how exactly does a house pose nude for someone? Well, check this out. So here's a house, right? And the house is all like, would you like to see my foundation? As it like peels upward and reveals that sexy foundation behind it. Would you like to see my foundation, Inspector? And then the inspector's there, like, sitting by a crackling fire. Quiet. There's puffs of smoke that are coming out while I'm holding my pipe with my monocle and hat, because I'm an inspector, and inspectors all have pipes and monocles and hats. That's how a house poses nude for someone. You guys learned something today. They should have taught that in like sex ed in 5th grade or whenever you guys have that class now. But now you know about foundations being naked houses, and I'm gonna move on. Lauren B says, do different people create these maps? This is from Little Big Planet. I'm not familiar with Little Big Planet, but oh, it says right there. I should have realized it. But I like watching you play it. Yes, so there is a whole community of people that build custom maps on Little Big Planet, and so whenever you go in, instead of playing the storyline, you can go and look for community or custom made maps, which is what we do. And we find some really great maps, some maps that don't work out, and some maps that are okay. We find a healthy mixture of all kinds. I think we've showed you guys, movies that are made by maps. We've showed you good maps. We've played some bad ones. We've played some very interesting, unique ones, some interesting concepts, cool ones. We played a wide variety, but yeah, I don't even know all the people that have played the maps that we've found. DLive and Intuit generally go through and find a lot of the ones that we do, DLive especially. I don't know if I've ever even, I looked a couple times for maps, but overall, yeah, it's an awesome thing. It's really cool that we get to go through and see what people have created and enjoy it and then play it for you guys. So I don't want to take credit for any of the maps that we've played. We've not made any of them. We've only found them. Robin Chesterfield. That is such like a cool official name. Like, I don't know. I feel like I just need to like bow in respect. Robin Chesterfield. Wow, that's cool. Robin Chesterfield says, heh heh. I don't know why that's your laugh, but now it is. With the die on the steps of the throne room, I always took it that, this is from Reigns, I always took it that the king was with the army outside on the gates, then the enemy soldiers got past those, then past the moat, into the castle itself, and finally the king was backed all the way into his actual throne room by the invaders before he finally died. You know, dramatic sword clashing against sword sounds with every step. Ching, 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 ching. Dink, dink, slash. Blink, blink. That kind of thing. But your idea is way funnier. That's my XD face. If you guys haven't seen Reigns, it is the silliest series I've ever done. And you know what? I'm not gonna say what my idea was. You should watch Reigns because it will tell you what I thought went down when someone died on the steps of the throne room. So, it's serious. I think Reigns is probably the derpiest, silliest thing I've ever done. The game itself isn't even that derpy or silly. I am just a clown, I guess. See my red hair and my red nose? Thank you, Day. Rosie Doodle says, I wanted to point out something important that you did, Wade. When the mother admitted that she didn't feel anything for her son, your first response wasn't to make a joke of it or to mock her. This is from Through the Woods Part 1. You brought up postpartum depression. Instead of making it about how ha-ha funny it is that she was having a bad feeling that was beyond her control, you recognized that it was beyond her control. That little bit of sympathy was very touching. Yeah, so before I comment on this comment specifically, I do want to say in general, as a Let's Player, I have noticed that my tendency is to want to always see something funny. Like, I want to laugh at things even when I probably shouldn't, because I feel like you guys are watching and want to smile. And for some reason, there's like this fake pressure on my head, like, okay, I need to make this entertaining. What do? This is supposed to be silly, funny. And it's a challenge to not do that sometimes, especially whenever there's something I don't understand or something I can't relate to. But I have taken classes and studied different subjects that have touched on postpartum depression. And it's not funny. It's a really sad thing. So whenever she was talking there, my first thoughts were recollections of stories that I'd studied about people that have gone through this and the terrible things that have happened as a result. Because sometimes whenever, families going through childbirth and the beauty of it, the mother doesn't feel that. The child's born and it's just a kid. It's just a baby. It doesn't feel like her baby. It doesn't feel like something she loves. It's there. It's just there. And there's this sinking feeling of, why don't I feel anything for this child, for this baby? And then on top of feeling that way, you start to feel guilty and upset at yourself because you know you should feel differently, but you can't and you just don't. So then all of a sudden you're filled with this anger at yourself. And sometimes that anger comes out on the kid and it just keeps building up and getting worse. And it can cause a lot of problems. It's a very nasty thing. And so in this particular instance, while I don't have a real life event that connects me to postpartum depression, it is something that I have studied enough to know it's not funny. And as easy as it would be to go and try to be like, haha, she didn't love her kid, that's terrible, I immediately just brought back all the memories of stories I'd heard and case studies I'd done. And it made me sad because it's such a sad subject and it's something that isn't really blameworthy. You can't blame the mother for feeling that way or not feeling that way because she just doesn't. You can blame her for actions later on if she neglects or abuses the child, but postpartum depression is a real nasty thing. But on the flip side, I don't get too upset with YouTubers who don't take these kinds of things too seriously because I know that even in my mind, the tendency is to want to go with the comedy, especially if you don't understand postpartum depression, right? So if you never studied it or interacted with anybody who told you about it, if you didn't know, we encounter things we don't know in games all the time and we're forced to improvise. It's like, oh, okay, I don't know what that disease is, but it sounds awful. Man, knee grimic sounds like something I don't want. You just kind of try to bluff your way through that. So I get that, understand. I've done that. I've encountered something where I just fully don't understand it, so I just laugh my way through it. But whenever you do understand it, it's something like this, I don't know, I can't bring myself to joke about it. But if someone does laugh their way through it, it's probably because they don't know, right? I mean, that's at least what I think. I don't know. But I'm glad that you felt I handled it correctly, because you're not sure. Sometimes you're just not sure in games. I don't want you guys to take my videos too seriously, be like, well, if I want to be depressed and cry, I guess I could go watch Wade. If I want to laugh, I'll go watch Booshnu. I don't know if Booshnu is a real channel, I just made it up. I want you guys to enjoy and laugh at my videos, but I also, feel like there's times for seriousness and times for silliness, and I don't always get those two correct. Sometimes I go too far one way or too far the other, but I try to be balanced. I try. We're still learning. YouTube is a practice. It's not a profession that we can ever be perfect at. It's something that we're always trying to be better at. Or you're like me and you just realize you've hit the cap and hope everyone else hasn't noticed yet. See, there's the joke. You're supposed to laugh. Insert a laugh track day. I want to feel good about that one. Thank you. You didn't insert one, did you? Gosh darn it. Nicholas Ganari says, once again, hope I pronounced your name correctly, it's intelligence-based. It wouldn't work for us. This is a Gar quote, and it pretty much applies to any game I've ever played ever. It's from Dark Souls, but we were trying to figure out if this equipment was something we wanted to use or not, and Gar was like, oh, it's intelligence-based. Wouldn't work for us. But obviously, whenever you read the quote out of context, it, just points out that we're dumb doofus heads. Can't argue. It's a fitting quote that matches this channel perfectly, doesn't it? I'm intelligent. I'm not just convincing you, I'm convincing me. Wolf Jedi Samuel says, Wade, what were you thinking going at a bear and Gar like that? You should have used your glow stick. Didn't you learn anything from Bear Grylls? Ah! XD face. So the first time I read this, I was like, going at a bear and Gar like that? What does that even mean? Oh, subsistence. You mean the wolf was Gar. Oh, okay, I'm with you now. I get that. Okay, I'm on the same page. So, I was experimenting, you know, I was in college, or wait, no, different time. I was playing a game for the first time, and I wanted to understand how things worked. The other joke was adult humor. Laugh if you're over 18. If you're under 18, just, here, SpongeBob. I don't know, if you're over 18, hear SpongeBob, because SpongeBob's awesome. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. The glow stick seems like the most useless thing. It's probably the most valuable item in the game, but it feels flippin' useless. I got a lot to learn. I've never seen Bear Grylls. I know who he is. I never watched. Don't judge me. Jelly Bethriel instead of Jelly Bell. I tried. I clicked on this video thinking it said Attack of the Waffles, and I'm a little disappointed. You know, I was really excited to post Little Big Planet 3 Attack of the Whales. I had a lot of fun with that map, and I was excited to share it with you guys. But after reading this comment, I'm disappointed in myself for not having yet found a game called Attack of the Waffles. Like, that's what YouTube's all about. And I've let you all down. I've let myself down. If there's a game out there about waffles that attack, I need to find it. Lego, my ego. Superstar2463 says, Negan sorta looks like an older version of Wade. This is a compliment of compliments. Negan is a sexy man. You might hate him. He might be a disgusting human being. But woo doggy is he a good looking man. He was good looking when he was John Winchester. He was good looking in Grey's Anatomy. Not that I saw that show. I saw that show. Whatever. Don't judge me. But, I mean, if you're gonna compare me to him, oh, you've got like 300 years worth of brownie points, Superstar2463. Cause, whoa, doggy. I also have a bat named Lucille that I crush my enemies with. Just kidding. It's not a bat, it's a chainsaw. Flattery will get you everywhere. Cass Hamilton says, Wade, killed by a speaker. Was it playing death metal? Was that good, death metal? I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I just realized I'm not listening to anything. But now I feel naked. Do you ever feel naked without your headphones? I feel naked without my headphones. This is from Melon Simulator, the same video the last comment about Negan was from. Just blame D-Live, okay? The speaker was his fault, not my fault that I was weak. Also, these achievements are just the best. Ding. Geodasher replied, God damn it, man. And Cass Hamilton said, it's a Wade video. I had to. It is a Wade joke. It's a Wade video. I mean, listen, we all have bad jokes in our system, and I feel like my channel is a great place for you guys to comment and get them out of your system, so that way you can save good jokes people will actually laugh at for outside of YouTube. So anytime you got a bad joke in mind, just come to one of my videos, type it in the comments, and just be free of it, because then you know, man, at least nobody in real life ever had to actually hear me say that. Because this is a safe place for bad jokes. It's the land of bad jokes. I feel like my channel is where bad jokes originated from. No one told a bad joke pre-1990 ever. I wasn't even born in 1990. I just picked that year out of nowhere. Whatever. Moving on. Jan Rupert Alfetch says, let it be known that shaboinkin is the go-to term for more intimate affairs from now on. Otherwise, the sexicles, the doinky doinky, the bop bop shubop, wabba wabba, you know, shaboinkin. So your Edward impression is Nicolas Cage. Okay. I can't even do it now. I can't even do my Edward impression. Once again, if you haven't seen Reigns, you're missing out on some weird stuff. You're missing out on shaboinkin and you're missing out from some Twilight, Nicolas Cage, Baron Von Games, Pirates, Voldemort Dobbies, maybe a Smeagol or two, I don't know, just, you're missing out on some good quality. I can't even lie to you, it's not good. I'm not good. It's not. Watch it though. Heartburn52 says, statement, had I been there, I would have shot that meatbag in his soft, easily fractured head. Thoughtful response. System's failing, master. Some of you will understand that. Some of you will not. I've done all I can do. Schlong Dong Millionaire. Schlong Dong, you're back with your cute little red panda fox thing? Why did Gar sniff Wade's butt? 5 minutes, 22 seconds. This is from Dead by Daylight. I don't even remember which part. 38, 39, 40. I don't know. How many have I posted to the game? Is this how you're supposed to greet Lord Butt when you meet him? Do not engage. If you see Lord Butt, you run. That's from Dark Souls. That's a completely different game. But if you encounter Lord Butt and you see that face, run. Look away. It will blind you. Lord Butt is many things, but a pretty man he is not. Thanks, Yoda. Brandon Courier says, Wade, thank you for entertaining us. My parents are getting a divorce, and I'm going through a really hard time. But your videos always make me feel a little bit better. Keep up the good work. This is another one of those situations where sometimes I just go through the day like, oh, I'll record this and I'll have a good time with it. And then I move on to the next day and the next day and so on. And it's just, I don't see my channel from all of your guys' individual perspectives. I see it from me hoping that you guys enjoy this video or that video. That's what the perspective I have. Like, you guys are sitting here watching me talk to you and say these words, but I can read your comments after the fact. But while I'm talking right now, I mean, well, this video is an exception. I see the comment I just read, but for the most part, I'm sitting here talking to myself playing a game, or I'm talking to my friends in a call playing a game, and I don't always think about the fact that so many of you are going through a hard time. And 2016 has been a rough year. It's been a hard year from the start. For a lot of my friends and family, a lot of you guys, from the comments I've read and people I've met, life is hard. Life's always going to be hard. There's great times, and those times are worth living and fighting for. Don't get me wrong, they are. But there's hard times. We're going to have our ups and downs in life. And we're always dreading the next down period, especially if we're having a good time. Like, sometimes, the good parts of life are kind of soured because we sit there worrying so much about, okay, when's this fantasy going to end? Like, for me, it's with YouTube. As long as you guys are watching and I've got a platform to entertain on, I'm happy. But as soon as, the next big thing comes around and you guys find 10 other YouTubers you want to watch and, you forget about old Wadey over here, my career might be over. And then I'm left just remembering the glory days of when I got to do something I loved so much and spend time entertaining people and getting great comments and feedback. But, YouTube's tough. Life is tough. Divorce is tough. Relationships are tough. So much is tough in life. And speaking from experience here, my parents never got married, but they did live together. And I remember them separating. I remember my dad leaving. And then 7 years after they separated, my dad passed away. And that's hard. When my grandma passed away, I was in a funk for 4 years. It took me 4 years to get over my grandma's death. I was that close to her. My last relationship, when it ended, put me in a pretty deep hole because I thought I had my life planned out. I was engaged and I thought I knew what direction my life was going in. And then all of a sudden I was thrown back to square one and I wasn't prepared for that. And it's hard to find something to smile about during those times. But YouTube was there for me. And Brandon, I'm glad it's there for you. While I may never acknowledge or truly believe that my content is good enough to change people's lives the way that it has already, and I know it has because I trust you guys and I've read your comments, I've met you in person, I've got stories, great stories and sad stories with happy endings, and I don't know, it's just, I'm glad that I'm there for you because you guys are there for me and I'm not gonna cry. But I know what it's like to go through something like that, and it's not fun, it's not easy. And you feel like the world as you know it is gone, and in some ways it is. But hold on to hope. Find a way to get through each day. Because maybe the world as you know it is no longer there, but the world is still there. And happiness is still out there for the taking. We can go through life feeling sorry for ourselves or, you know, saying woe is me or being depressed about this or that. Or we can try to make the most of each day and try to find a way to smile each day and try to find a way to keep others around us up. There are days where I break down and complain and whine and I'm sad and cry and just nothing can get me over that hump. But for the most part, I battle each day to try to keep my chin up and put a smile on my face because I know that a smile on my face means a smile on thousands of your faces. And if I don't get that video out, then I'm letting you down. I don't want to let you guys down. So I'm battling for you, as well as myself and Molly and my family and friends. And just keep battling, Brandon, because there's people out there that care about you. I care about you. This fan base cares about you. That goes for all of you guys. Life is hard, and it will put you to the limit as far as the different trials and pains that you will suffer. But you'll get through them. You will. And you'll come out stronger. Just know that. And keep fighting. And whatever it is that makes you happy, that gets you through it, cling to that. Use it. Just make sure it's not, again, something unhealthy. Don't turn to drugs or needles or self-harm or anything like that. Watch a YouTube video, listen to music, go for a walk, play a sport, call a friend, play a game, write a story, write a poem, write your thoughts. Just do something that's positive, that's not gonna hurt you or set you back in life. So hang in there, Brandon, and I'm really, truly sorry you're going through that. I wish I could take all of your guys' pains away. I'd go through them all myself to take them away from you all. I really would, because I know I can get through it. I've done it. So I'm not gonna say I've had the hardest life out there, because I know I haven't. A lot of you guys have had harder lives than I have. And I'm thankful that I haven't had the worst life in the world, but I know I've gone through some pretty tough things, and I know I'm strong enough to get through them because I've done it before. And if I could take all that pain away from you guys, I would. So just hang in there, keep battling, okay? Oh, you guys are trying your best to make me cry. Gonna hold on. Sheer Sonic says, I didn't even get to stroke myself twice. Well, this is a change of pace. What I don't understand is how JP doesn't catch the things he says before he finishes saying them out loud. I don't know why I did that laugh with just the XD face. I don't know. So, here's the thing. You guys are pointing out things, right? Like Bob, everyone trusts Bob, but you shouldn't trust Bob. No, Bob's really a great guy in real life. But in the game, you should never trust Bob. And JP, the innocent one, the one who won't even play Cards Against Humanity because it's too dirty and dark and whatnot for him. And yet, Your Honor, I just want to point out to the jury that JP says the worst things of all of us, by far. I've said some pretty rough things, don't get me wrong, but sentences like this, I could have told you it was JP without batting an eyelash. I knew it, but when I didn't even get to stroke myself twice. Oh, JP must have said that. Because JP says the worst of things. But he gets away with it because everyone's like, oh, JP's young and he's innocent. We got no reason to blame JP for nothing. JP's a swell guy. He'd never do anything that we should judge him too harshly for. But then they turn around and we find out that JP's been the one saying all these things the whole time. And Wade is the innocent little flower. Okay, well, that's a lie. But, you know, JP, you get away with a lot. I'm calling you out, JP. Calling you out. Prophet says, remember, if you get run over by a train and your body gets mangled, just get run over again and you'll go back to normal. The lessons of Gang Beasts, everyone. Don't try this at home or anywhere for that matter, because it will not work out like that, except for possibly in Gang Beasts. Gang Beasts is awesome. I love that game. What's that? Ding, ding. I think my doorbell's broken. Also, it's time for last comment on the video. Last comment on the video. Lawnmower. Michael Douglas. A bathrobe. Random underwear assortment. Raining. A bell. And PS4 controller. Cricket chirping. It's time again for the last comment of the video. Ali Crown Noble says, the other day I was singing, last comment of the video. Then my brother joined in. It was an awesome experience. And that is an awesome last comment of the video. I'm really glad you sing it, Ali. I'm sorry if anyone judges you for the madness that I instill upon this world, but laughter is truly the best medicine. I believe that. You guys believe that. Please love each other. Be nice to each other. I can't wait to read more of your comments in the next comment video and in between, because I do read your comments in between. Is that cheating? Maybe. But I love you guys. You're an awesome fan base. I am blessed to have each and every one of you. I care about each and every one of you. Do not forget that or take that for granted. Be nice to each other. The world needs it right now. And be silly. The world needs more silliness. Stay tuned for whatever comes next. Until next time. See ya, guys.